The visionaries, the super elite, the mega wealthy CEOs of top big brand companies. They all must travel, and travel they do with style. While many splurge on other necessities in life, no penny is pinched by some of these billionaires on their traveling habits. Well, CEOs in most people's sense might seem like boring people who are always flying on their jets, doing only business things, but they're not. In fact, some of these billionaires party harder than you do. Don't believe me? I guess we gotta show you here. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will look at the luxurious travel habits of super rich CEOs. But before getting to know their travel habits, let me ask you, when's the last time you went on an exclusive trip and it was worth the money? You gotta drop it in, guys, because we want to hear it from you in the comment section below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button for us and turn on the notification bell. Let's venture into it. Hit that intro. Ever wonder how your boss travels? It's not simply about their private jet or the fancy cars they drive. A beautiful Instagram post of some favorite private island is all you might be given. Oh, the secrecy. I mean, would you tell everyone if you were having this much fun with all the luxuries that one can afford being granted to you? Probably for good reason, as you'd be public enemy number one to some jelly folks out there. So let's dive into it and see what sort of information we can give you. Should we start with Elon Musk? I mean, his presence on Twitter is pretty common knowledge and a good source of info. Or should we start with his arch nemesis Jeff Bezos? Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's look at Jeff Bezos, as he currently again stands as the richest person in the world. Yes, these two go back and forth on the list. Jeff has had a pretty wild summer by the looks of it. Immediately after the end of his divorce from Mackenzie Bezos, he attended a series of high-profile parties with notable friends and traveled around Europe with his new fiancée, Lauren Sanchez. Other than that, Bezos has an exciting travel story, which we will get to at the end. Okay, flights can't just be the only way of traveling, right? Why not yachts? Have you guys heard of Ocean Co? Well, rumors began to circulate that Ocean Co was building the world's second largest sailing boat, designated as Y721. While the project remains cloaked in mystery, Jeff Bezos seems to be behind this gigantic three-masted vessel. Of course it's a massive yacht. Y721 is due for completion soon, and reports suggest that it costs a whopping $500 million to build. But getting the sparkling new vessel out of Rotterdam won't be smooth sailing quite literally, but that's another story you guys can read up on. Next, do you recall that fantastic flight Bezos ended up taking? If you had $1 billion, you'd even want to make more exciting travels than just your typical peasant sort of high-end travel. You'd get bored otherwise. So here, we are talking about catching a spacecraft and blasting into space. You gotta do something no one ever did, man. Yep, Jeff Bezos, together with his brother Mark Bezos, 82-year-old Wally Funk, and 18-year-old recent high school graduate Oliver Damon, undertook an epic voyage to space aboard Blue Origin's first human spaceship, New Shepard. On July 20, 2021, they began their space trip. Jeff Bezos posted a video to his Instagram account in which the four are seen floating inside the space capsule that sailed above the Kármán line, which is an internationally recognized border of space. I don't think any of us will ever be able to recreate that sort of selfie. How sad. So now coming to Elon Musk. This guy, in fact, has an entirely different habit. Yes, you and I know that Musk is now into liquidating all of his liabilities and becoming into the super frugal lifestyle. He claims that he doesn't own a home, a yacht, or take vacations these days anymore and sleeps at his friends' houses. That, or the $40,000 home he lives at in Texas near SpaceX. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have a private jet. Musk said to Chris Anderson at a TED conference that he doesn't spend billions of dollars on personal travel each year, but that the plane is an exception to his modest lifestyle. It only costs him a few million. What a difference. The billionaire owns a Gulfstream 650ER and two G550s. Although Musk owns SpaceX, unlike Bezos, he has never gone to space. Just yet. We guess he's saving up to venture to Mars. Other than flying, Musk loves to go by car. He usually goes to meetings and SpaceX launch sites in his Tesla Model S, but he was recently photographed in a $70,000 Cybertruck prototype. What about that submarine-type car thing? We wonder what he'll do with that. See our other videos where we mention it. We're halfway, guys. Stick to the video if you want to know how to travel luxuriously, because if not from the rich, who else would you learn from? Before that, though, make sure to smash up that like button and hit that bell notification if you haven't already done so. Similar to Musk, Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, is well known for his thriftiness. Despite being one of the world's wealthiest individuals, he rarely spends any money. The prominent investor drives a $45,000 Cadillac XTS and flies on the same private plane he's had for years. This sort of reminds us of IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad, who for decades drove a 1993 Volvo 240 GL that he only gave up driving due to it being designated as too dangerous. The bucket was worth only a few thousand at most with that sort of mileage. Next, so why exactly do CEOs like taking private jets? Well, you could call them reimbursable corporate expenses if you want to sound geekier. But basically, transportation is regarded as a security issue, and most CEOs schedule family vacations in relation to business travels, spending a few days in Dubai before flying to the Maldives for some cocktails. Aside from that, CEOs may be productive when flying, as it gives them a quiet place to do their thinking and managing. And guess what? If you can be offline for 10 hours, imagine the work you'd get done. Private jets are an excellent way to ensure that your job gets done, you are out of the public limelight, and that you make use of every second of your day. After all, your time as a CEO is worth big bucks. Okay, if we want to know more about these super rich people's habits, it's better to ask their consultants. Yes, they would know each and every plan as they manage their lives and their schedules. When asked to, they say that these super rich people are always all over the map. There's no restriction or preference to one single area. Most often, CEOs look for a vibe or set of experiences rather than an exact destination. Even among flights, air travel preferences might be among the most significant to consider. Some regulars may choose a certain type and model for their airport transport. This is for vanity. Others may prefer to be picked up exactly next to the aircraft, and still, others may prefer to have two pilots, even on a little helicopter. This is for paranoia. However, not every minute is planned. On their travels, they have a set schedule as well as some time to cool off. Now that the travel is complete, what comes next? Hotels would be the next step. One thing we want to say to you is, don't brag to your boss about your Platinum Elite Marriott Rewards level. Chances are they won't really be impressed. CEOs don't bother with promotions that give them free breakfasts or upgrades. They'd rather reserve the room they truly want right away with all the luxuries. Pricey. I mean, if you've got that sort of cash, you can afford only the best options. Does that mean that CEOs don't care about frequent flyer miles? Sort of. These things are less helpful for people who prefer to fly privately on their own jets. But when it comes to the inevitable commercial trips, lengthy trips, CEOs really care about being recognized, not what you expected to hear, right? Of course, though, if they travel like this, they will have the best first-class upgrades. Coming to comfort, since the way they normally live at home is quite lavish, CEOs love top accommodations. The 5 key things they would be looking for are good lighting, outdoor space, seamless technology, high-end furniture, and a super comfortable bed. But if specific views such as the Eiffel Tower or Spanish Steps are available, they would demand them right away. Again, you have to think that if that upgraded super awesome and exclusive option exists, why even ask the option of upgrading to it? Presume they will want it. Hey, by the way, would you care for some recommendations? Well, we have some on our plate right here. How about the hotels and resorts on your CEO's wish lists? The first one could be the Brando, a private island resort in Tahiti once owned by Marlon Brando. Next one would be the Four Seasons Bora Bora, whose 3-bedroom overwater bungalows are among the best in Polynesia. The All-Royale Suite at the Four Seasons in Lanai, Hawaii, and finally, the private villas at Castiglione del Bosco, a Tuscan village turned Rosewood resort by fashion mogul Massimo Ferragamo. Yep, all of these sound pricey enough that your wallet might start to hear. Sometimes it's all about exclusivity rather than big chain resort hotels. Some CEOs prefer tiny boutique hotels or 5-star chains in order to stay in relative privacy and appreciate the individualized services that such locations provide. Some CEOs like spontaneous travel, in which personalized schedules are built by handpicking a curated list of real good activities, such as sampling local food or trying indigenous art forms, such as ceramics. When traveling on business with family, they make the most of their downtime by making each journey a personal experience. CEOs are expected to work even while on vacation, but they split their time strategically, establishing a balance between work and relaxation. So what do you think? If you were a CEO and had no limit to spend, how would you travel? What are your preferences? Drop a comment below. Anyways, we're winding up on today's episode and hope you enjoyed yourselves. Don't forget to like and share and scroll through some of our other great content. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Bye for now and see you in the next one.